Alright, so we have a very cool off-road crawler mod in this episode. And we're just going to take a look at it, see how it flexes, see how it runs, and I'll show you guys exactly who made it so you know where to go find this mod. First off, starting with the mod, it is a B10 buggy. This description is a big suspension competitive rock crawling buggy. The author is BeamNG.drive. If you guys choose to, you can read the description here, and it was just updated yesterday apparently. So first off, when you click on this mod, you'll see there are many different variants, and these are pretty neat. I have yet to look at any of them except for the comp rig, which is the one I'm using currently. I think is that one. So this is just going to be your basic model. This is how it comes, and from just driving around for about 3 or 4 minutes earlier, I can tell you right now this thing is very sticky. It literally grips to the ground, as you can probably see. It does not want to come off the ground, even with all that jumping. I want to show you right here. Look at how well that grips. Now, it's probably especially due to the, the low tire pressure that is involved, and maybe even the weight. I don't know what this thing weighs, but I'm sure it's pretty balanced and heavy. Okay, well, didn't mean to do that. Let's go ahead and rip the hood off and see what we are working with. Ah, yes. Very easy. Hey, look, it came out. Okay, well, it doesn't want to come out and play with us, so we'll just take a look at it like this. Alright, so we're going to choose a different model real quick. We're going to go with the Capable Billy. See what that's about. Oh, okay, so it's the same tires. Apparently, you probably have to choose your own tires, I'm assuming. It could just be me, but it sounds different. And I think it's because there's no exhaust. Let's put on our dip lock and go test this out on the small trail we are limited to. Lots of suspension flex. I have actually been wanting a true rock crawler in this game for a while, and this thing is literally that. I mean, this is like anything you would see from any mobile off-roading games or rock crawling games rather, which is perfect because this is like a dedicated, like, I don't know what the style's called. Maybe you guys will know, but off the top of my head, I don't. But I like it. Look at that. With ease. And I'm barely touching the throttle. I'm probably at like 25% throttle. Pop 2 of our tires. And it still makes it over like it's nothing. Basically on a rim. Okay, we're getting high centered. Let's go ahead and throw in some bigger tires here. So we'll go with the biggest version of the rock crawler tires. Seeing as these are solid axle, we're going to need all the clearance we can get. Wow, those are very low in PSI. Well, in low gear, it shifts very quick. We'll go ahead and test it right here. Yeah, with these tires on it, it looks a lot more like it was meant to be. Oh, we're good. Heck yeah, look at that flex on the side bead. Beautiful. Yeah, I just can't get enough of this build. This is a very good mod right here. I will say that. Look at that tire flex. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at a different model. So there is a rear steer version, but it's a paid thing, and so is this one. And I think when I read the description earlier, you have to pay for these options. Yeah, because it's not on there. Let's try the Naked and Afraid one. Oh, now we can get a good look at the engine. Ah, yes, beautiful. Very, very beautiful. As you can see, they give you 2 different engine options, a 4-cylinder and a 6-cylinder, both inline engines. Let's try the Gripple J52s. I might actually swap the inline 6 in for this. Come on. Oh yeah. Even with the 4-cylinder, it makes no problem getting up stuff when you are in low range. As it should. That's what the low range is for, is crawling. Let's actually try the main big building obstacle over there. I have made it up this with a few of my own personal builds, but they are very hard to get up that high. So one of my least favorite routes is this one because it's kind of simple. But we'll go ahead and try it anyway, because if we can do this, we can do the other ways. Come on, baby, get some grip. Get some grip. Come on. Come on. Come on. Okay, well, we popped a tire. Well, no, we didn't pop the tire. It's just flexing odd. Okay, we might have to throw the inline 6 for this side of the building to be crawled up. Yeah, it's not happy. So this is my favorite way to take because you have to climb up a really steep part of the wall, and then you can go left and crawl over a few different obstacles. Oh, come on. You can do it. Okay, it's settled. We're going to have to throw the inline 6 in here. Let's see how this thing fares. It sounds like it revs up higher. Interesting. For some reason, it's doing worse. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong here. Let's try it with some more speed. Try to get to the top of the low range. Come on. Okay, that didn't work. Well, maybe it did. Nah. What am I doing wrong here? There's no other options for the intake or exhaust. Well, the one for the exhaust is just no exhaust, but that's it. You know what? I have the perfect map for this. The rock crawling course. So I have decided to go with the 36 by 12.5 crawler tires. We'll throw the 4-liter back in here. I'm hoping these tires actually have enough clearance for these axles, because they might not. We might have to go with the bigger stuff. But I like the tread pattern design of these ones better, just because they're different, and I'm so used to using the bigger style rock crawlers. It is pretty cool seeing that suspension flex, though. Real quick, let me take a look at the tuning. I wonder if we can actually adjust that. Okay, that is freaking amazing. This is a beautiful mod. You can actually fine-tune your suspension, which I am a fan of. Luckily, our stuff is already to the softest settings, but, or at least for this stuff, this gives you so much tunability. Alright, let's see how this fares on this little obstacle course the game provides. Like I said, this does like to stick to the ground, so it should have zero problems with rollovers. Holy crap! That thing just went up that like it was absolutely not even there. Look at the freaking flex! That articulation is amazing. Look at that! Our back tire is on the ground, and our front end is roughly, I'd say like 2.5, 3 feet up in the air. Suspension-wise, this thing is a freaking beast. Now, I have no clue how to mod or anything, but I wonder if they changed the grip values of this thing, because it just sticks. Look at that articulation, though. It's freaking amazing. You guys are definitely going to have to check this mod out. Look! Look! You can't get any better than that. We'll just take the throttle real low and slow. I'm probably giving it like 20% throttle right now. Yeah, can't really get over this rock. Hold on. There we go. Okay, let me change the tires. That's what's killing us right now. This has got to be a hard watch for you guys. Alright, bigger tires equals better clearance. Let's try this again. Put the lockers on. Oh, so much better. We would have struggled way harder if we had those other tires on that. This might look choppy, but, I mean, I'm telling you right now, that's just how it feels for some reason. Like I said, I don't know if the mod has different grip values, but it just likes to judder around almost, it feels like. I think you can actually see that in the tires. But this thing is freaking amazing. Let's see what it does here. Oh, almost stalled it out there. Kind of had to give it a little bit more speed. So I think the problem we're actually having is the power, is the torque. Because the second you actually get stuck, you have to kind of give it full throttle to go over it. I would like to be able to keep it at like 25 or 30% throttle and let it keep going, but it just, you can't. Beautiful. Man, that articulation just can't be beat. And it is making this with fair amount of ease. I've tried almost every one of my off-road builds here, and there's nothing that really can do this. Not this comfortable, anyway. Beautiful. Okay, so that just about sums up the rock crawling capabilities, which is pretty much endless. Let's go test this out on something real quick. I'm actually kind of curious as to what the top speed is on this thing. So we are in high gear, so that's as good as you're going to get for speed. Not too bad. Second gear, we are doing 50. So I'm assuming the top speed, if it's a 5-speed like I think it is probably going to be around 100 and some miles an hour. Although with these big tires, you lose a lot of power. It's a lot more moving mass for only 250 torque and roughly 150 horsepower. As you can see right here. See what it looks like right here? Oh yeah. When it drops, it is just soaking up the bump. Let's take a look at the actual vehicle itself here. So you got a fuel cell there, I believe. Yes, and it's pretty big. You got 2 solid axles that are really beefed up and welded up. Nothing is breaking these. With his brand of the off trails, or she, I don't know. So you do get the slotted and drilled rotors. Obviously the amazing suspension. And on the front end you have a upgraded steering rack and some pretty hefty articulation suspension components. As you can see, they are fairly beefy for the size of the frame. They're pretty much the same size as the frame actually, if not bigger. Transmission and exhaust are completely covered by the frame, so really good protection. And as you can see on the interior, you are centered, basically like a really big go-kart. You got your neat little switches over here, anything you want to add. I'm assuming for the rear steer option there might be more buttons, maybe. You got a shifter with no shifter, or is that the e-brake? I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a fairly new mod, so I want to show you guys real quick one more time, just in case you guys want to download this mod. It's the B10 buggy, a big suspension competitive rock crawling buggy. The author is BeamNG.drive, and remember that is in the beta era, so it's still fairly new. If you guys like this episode of Mod Review, go ahead and drop a like, drop a comment what part of the video was your favorite, and if you would want this in real life, because I know I would, and consider subscribing or taking a look at my channel. I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good evening.